Hey everyone, and Happy New Year! Cheers with my Waterloo. Um, Happy 2025. It's going to be a great year. I can already tell. So, I just came to talk to you today about a big milestone in my life because tomorrow is my second year anniversary of sobriety. It is a big one for me because it was just always a part of my life in the past, was just imbibing, whether it be like me as a party girl or me just, kicking back with my husband and having some drinks after work. I always felt this push and pull of how it actually was affecting me. And it was hard because I always had this really super healthy side of me. I'm really conscious about what I put into my body and how I treat it and all the things, but then there was this other side of me that just loved to drink. And so I always kind of made excuses for it, like, well, I'm not getting drunk every night, it's okay if I just have one or two. But honestly, it wasn't for me because it just stoked my anxiety really badly and my self-esteem. Like, I would just beat myself up. Even if I didn't even get, like, for no matter how many I drank the night before. As I got older, I was just like, why am I under the spell of this? I don't like being under the spell of anything bad. And I just felt like it was one of those things where, I don't know, I like to be in control and it's controlling me, even if it's just like one or two. So I did try January, I think, without a real plan as to when I was going to get back into drinking. Like, I don't know, because I don't really remember. I don't really honestly remember thinking, this is it. I'm never drinking again. Because, we've all said that before. But I think a big game changer this last, 2 years ago when I did this again was that throughout my break from alcohol, I also addressed something pretty big, which was my mental health. I was diagnosed with ADHD and, addressed my anxiety. And I think just getting on top of that really made a difference with it. It was like all the pieces to the puzzle started fitting, it's hard to explain, but obviously they're all connected. And perhaps a reason why I was drinking was to kind of numb the bullshit of what I experienced with ADHD every day. It's like a coping mechanism. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go on and bore you with anything, but I do want to give you some tips that if you're trying to do this. So here are some realizations, some epiphanies that I've had since quitting that I think may help someone who may Sorry, my dog is messing with my shit. So some things that have helped me that I think might help you if you want to give it a try. Even if you don't want to quit completely, but you just want to get through dry January. Here are some tips and tricks that I got. So there's this book called This Naked Mind by Annie Grace. And I like science, okay? I have a master's in nutrition. I like to know, what the heck is happening when you actually ingest the stuff. And to put it in the perspective of oh my God, this is like a poison. This is not good. I don't know. She had activities and she kind of put it into perspective in a different way than I was used to. And I'd say, give that book a shot, go to your library, download it, whatever, but it was huge for me, my first dry January. I didn't open it up the second time because I think it was just a different, but anyway, that doesn't matter. Another thing is I realized that I love having something in my hand. Seriously, I had to replace the drinking with something. because that's just who I am, you know? So instead of a bunch of ciders in our little, you know, drink fridge in the garage, I have Waterloos, and they make me feel like I'm doing something and I'm a part of it. And it's not just like, oh my God, I'm just going to drink a water when we have people over, when I just want to kick back and, you know. So I think, you know, also there's non-alcoholic versions, obviously, of things even like Guinness and, you know, Maisie, stop. And ciders, which were my favorite. I love the non-alcoholic version. It's just so great because it really is very close to the real thing. But then you don't have that, you know, the head shift. Trust me, you'll appreciate not having the head shift. Like 100%. It feels so good to not know that I'm going to lose myself anymore. So also another thing is, not only does nobody care that you're not drinking, because trust me, nobody cares. As long as you still let them do whatever they want to do, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. But here's another thing. You think that everybody is like still drinking? I don't know. I'm in my mid 40s. And the more and more I talk to people and realize there are more moms and friends who actually don't drink anymore. And I'm shocked. Like, there's a lot of people, you know? I mean, yeah, we just perhaps got it out of our system. Like, I almost feel like it's the cool thing to do now. Like, I don't feel like an outsider. I actually feel like part of this new tribe. And it's not like you're a weirdo, because other people will also know other people who are, you know, non-drinkers, who are kind of people who drank and people who you would think would drink, and, you know, people who like to have fun. Like, I'm not going to lose my personality either because I don't drink. In fact, I think I'm perhaps even more, I think I'm like more reliable. I'm more like trustworthy with myself. I'm not going to like end up shifting and making a fool of myself and wondering what I did last night, or, you know, watching videos of it and feeling so embarrassed. Like, all the shame, everything's gone. It just feels so good. And that when I talk to people, like, I'm actually talking to them as like a normal human being. Like, I don't know. So that's a thing. Also, I don't want to be vain or anything, but it's kind of nice not having those extra calories and feeling like I have to like beat myself up the next day and shift my diet or whatever. Like, it's not a thing anymore. Like, also waking up in the morning, it's not a thing. Having a hangover, like, that's the best. It's the best feeling in the world, not having any more hangovers ever. Like, can you even imagine? It feels so good. Like, my sleep is still shitty, actually. I'm not a good sleeper. Like, I'm a light sleeper. But I know that it's not going to be like heart racing and crazy and like getting up and drinking water. Like, it's all done. It's done. It's done. And my relationship with my kids is better. Like, it wasn't bad, but I just feel like I'm like a total 100% present parent. And that what I used to do when it was like drinking time, even if I'm just having one or two, you know, after work or whatever, like as a stay-at-home mom, I'm like, oh, it's 4:00. I feel like there was such a shift with like, well, now this is all my focus is on this drink because it's drink o'clock, you know? And when my kids needed me, I was super annoyed. Like, don't mess with me and my drink. Like, this is me and my drink time. And that's kind of shitty if you think about it. And I'm actually an adult child of an alcoholic. My dad passed away when I was 21, probably a lot due to drinking, but he had a heart attack. He wasn't really treating his body so great. But yeah, just thinking back to childhood, he was like very non-present with me, and it sucks. And so I wanted to be a way better parent than he was, you know? And I feel like if my husband and I are both drinking, like at least they need one parent who's gonna be that solid, you know, like I'm always here for you. Not saying that my husband isn't, but as someone who had, you know, it felt distorted in a way growing up. And I just like, I don't want my kids to go through that. So I feel like I took one for the team. But you know what? Even if my husband stopped as well, like whatever, like it's not about anyone else but you. And here's the thing, like he still drinks every single night, like every night, like every day he drinks, you know, but thank God he never made me feel bad for quitting, because people do that. People have done that in the past with me. Like misery loves company, you know, and like people don't like seeing other people better their lives because it somehow makes them feel more shitty about themselves. Maisie, get down, Maisie. But I think he's like, hey, if she doesn't tell me what to do, if she's not putting these, you know, if she's not telling me to not drink, then cool. Because I'm not. It's not, he has nothing to do with me and Mila. Like, you do you. You let people do them, and you do you. And it feels a lot better. Yeah, so I guess those are my tips for now. Going out, also kind of great. Like, you know that you're always going to be able to drive home and not, like, there is no DUI scare in my mind ever. Like, it's just not there. Also, just like treating myself way better inside and spiritually, I feel is a big one. I don't know. I just feel it like on a cellular level, you know? I mean, I think my spirit just like thanks me and is like, you know what? Because you're doing this for me, I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to give you all this time and energy and like a push forward to do something great with your life. I don't know what it is yet, but I feel it. And I feel like if I was still drinking, there would still be that block, and I'd still be like going in that cycle of like, I'm stuck. I don't know. Like, I felt like I'm not one of those people who can like drink and go far in life, you know, because when I drank, it just shut me down. Like I was committed to the drink. I don't know how to really explain it, but I think if you drink, you kind of know. Like if you're like stuck in this pattern in the cycle and you feel like the pull and you feel like you're not going, like if you just feel like you're going in circles, then pay attention to that, because you really kind of move forward when you don't. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what happened with me. And I don't think I would have gotten like my ADHD addressed if I had still been drinking and kind of like not really paying attention to things. But I think I paid way more attention to things once I stopped drinking, like obviously. But yeah, so you can do it. Even if you just, whatever, like, good luck. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, because I want to build a tribe. And I think that I like helping people, obviously. And I don't know if a lot of people know this about me, that I don't drink, because like if someone asks me if I want to drink, I don't say, oh no, I don't drink anymore. I'm just like, no, I'm cool. You know, like, so, you know, I don't wear like a big badge on my head, like sober. There's no reason to. I mean, I don't plan on drinking again, but you know what? Like they say, like each day at a time. And this is working for me right now. So anyway, I hope you all have a very safe and happy New Year. And thank you for sticking to the end. Love you guys.